I think so, yeah. You know when you were a kid and you had all these big ideas about what you were going to be when you grew up? I was going to be a ballerina and a scientist. And my friend Amanda was going to be a vet. You know the kid who nags their parents for a rabbit and then spends their time playing casualty with it? Not that we ever did an operation on Fluffy, because our parents wouldn't let us have a knife. But he was often seen sporting a bandage or getting a Nurse Nancy thermometer shoved in his mouth. Well, then we grew up. Amanda became an accountant. We got mortgages, and the fun slowly ebbed out of life as our dreams died. I saw Amanda the other day, and she told me she's reconnecting with her childhood dreams. So I asked her, "Are you going to be a vet?" And she said, "What? Go back, do a 5-year degree course, pay £1 squillion in tuition fees, and spend the rest of my working life being followed by the faint whiff of ammonia? No, fuck that. I'm going to be a pet psychic." And I said, "What?" But it turns out that pet psychic is a real job, and you don't need a degree to do it. All you need is the gift of pet psychic ability. And that's a gift that you can learn by paying another pet psychic to go on a course run by them. You might detect a note of cynicism in my voice right about now. Just keep talking. And that's because it's there. But Amanda missed it, and she went on to tell me all about how she took her dog Buster for a consultation. Now, you might expect that the pet psychic would want to be in the same room as Buster and meet him in order to communicate with him. You might think that she would need to see Buster's facial expression and read from it in the same way that a human psychic might, although Buster does only have the one really weird facial expression. But you would be wrong, because the pet psychic told Amanda that she could communicate with Buster through Amanda, whilst Amanda was on the phone. All she needed was a photograph and 25 quid. And for that, she would be able to tell Amanda Buster's thoughts, his likes and dislikes, without ever leaving her own home. Now, you might feel your own cynicism starting to grow right about now, but just wait until you hear the outcome. Because this is a true story. The pet psychic was able to tell Amanda that Buster likes fields and meaty food. I know, and Amanda was in awe because it's true. He does like fields and meaty dog food. He fucking loves it. Now, I've never been a big animal lover, but I thought maybe I've got the gift of pet psychic ability. Because I knew my friend's cat likes tuna and thinks he's better than everyone else. Amanda felt the same way. She asked the pet psychic if she'd train her up, but then they'd both have been working the same patch. Luckily, the pet psychic told Amanda that Buster did not want her to do any pet psychicking. It's a word because it's on a slide. Amanda delved deeper into the world of pet psychic ness, and that is a word too. And she found out that a pet psychic can read the mind of a dead pet. At which point I thought I didn't want to do it anymore. The approach is pretty much the same. The pet psychic doesn't need to meet the dead pet, which is probably just as well. They just need to see the dead pet. So generally, a photograph will be enough. But it got me thinking, what happens when the pet psychic goes past the fish counter in Morrison's? Does she get overwhelmed by all the competing voices? I'm getting a message through here from a trout. Does anybody want to take a message from a trout? No? I've got a bream who's given me strong feelings of shoal eels and the taste of salt. Anyone? Pipe down, prawns, you'll get your turn. I had half a lamb in my freezer. And so I said to Amanda, do you want to come round and practice your pet psychic ability on Larry, as I've taken to calling him? I meant it as a joke, really. But she said, yeah. And it turns out that you can get a psychic reading from half a frozen lamb. Larry wanted me to know that he was cold. He asked me why I've put his kidney in a sandwich bag. And he told me that he misses his mummy. So I asked Amanda over our lamb chops later that evening, are all pet psychics vegetarian? And it was at that point that she turned to me and said, Kate, I don't think you're taking this seriously. And I said, well, it's like you read my mind. Thank you.